Hello, my name is Dr. William Veeder. I'm going to be your instructor for this section of History 1150. This class is called A History of Western Civilization, and we are going to be reading and discussing and engaging with material that begins really in what we call prehistory and goes all the way to the 17th century. So there's a lot to do, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun. So first of all, because of COVID-19, our entire class is going to be online. Now, the way that this works in my class is that you have selections of reading to do, you have assignments to do, and you will do them at basically your own pace. Now, there are some important due dates and things to talk about, but we do not have a selected meeting time. Now, my advice to you is to select a time during your day of about an hour and allot that probably 2 or 3 times a week to getting your work done. History work is not the kind of work that you can do all at the last minute with any very good result at all. So I would really encourage you to allot some of your time, maybe 2 or 3 hours a week, to getting this work done. Now, what I'm going to do in this short video is I'm going to be looking at the syllabus for this class and pointing out some of the important aspects of it. So I would highly recommend that you draw up on your screen or even print off, if you're old school like me, a copy of the syllabus. Okay, so here we go. On the first page of our syllabus here, my general information. Again, my name is Dr. William Veeder. I have a PhD in history from University of New Mexico and a master's degree in humanities from the University of Chicago. I've been teaching at UNM Valencia for several years now. Now, the best way to get in touch with me with any questions you have, and it's always better to be more in touch than less in touch, is my email, which is listed here on the top of the syllabus. I will have Zoom office hours every Friday from 1 o'clock to 2 o'clock. And I will send you in your UNM email a link to those each Friday. But if you have any other questions, please reach out. All right? If you're having trouble, it's always better to be in touch with me sooner rather than later. All right? I'm on the computer a lot, and my turnaround time for email questions is usually very fast. Now, I'll leave you to read the course description. Something important to think about. You do have one textbook to buy for this class. All right, it's called The Making of the West, all right, by editors Lynn Hunt and others. At the bookstore, all right, it is listed as the 102 section of this class. I don't know why, but there is no 102 section, but if you go to the bookstore, look for History 1150 section 102. There you will find the book. Now, this book is a very common book, and the important part is that I use the second edition. First volume, second edition. The reason I do that is because it is significantly cheaper than newer editions, and for the most part, right, the history has not changed. So you will need that book. It's very important that you get it. The lectures that I give and the PowerPoints and the readings are really individual points within a wider canvas that book creates. So you're going to need that book. It's the only one. I try to keep my costs down for these classes, but you really will need that book. So go ahead and get that as soon as you can. Now, there are also supplemental readings. There are 3 of them. There are actually 4. But these are already included in the class. They are in the readings folder, all right, which is under the course content tab. Now, one thing I would definitely recommend is to move around our little online environment. All right, most everything for us is under the course content tab on the left. You will see the different learning modules, everything you need. The readings are there, the PowerPoints are there, everything is there, but just get real comfortable with it. As you see on the syllabus, okay? I've given you the whole first week just to get used to this weird online world. Okay. Moving along here, we have some course objectives, all right, which you guys really can look at. One of the things that Western Civ tries to do is to try to give you an explanation of the foundations of the Western world. We try to look a lot at primary sources, right? Source material from these ancient communities to understand how they thought, understand their vision of the world, and how it affects our own current reality. Now, going along here, we have the requirements, all right? The course requirements. These are big. Okay. You will have a midterm and a final. Really, you will have 2 exams, all right? The midterm will test everything from the beginning of the class up into the midterm itself. And the final is not cumulative, so it will only test what's going on from the midterm until the end of the semester. Now, the midterm week, as noted on your syllabus, is a big, important week because you can complete the assignments that I have for you at your own pace, but all of the assignments for the first half of the class are due by the midterm week. All right, I want to make that very clear. It says it on the syllabus, and I will remind you in the class announcements. So you have 2 exams. Those are each worth a certain amount of your grade here. You will also have 2 papers. You will write 1 paper on Plato, and you will write a second on a book called The Prince. Now, I will talk to you a good deal more in following videos about your papers. They're going to be 3 to 5 page papers. There are no outside sources for these papers. These papers are strictly going to be you and a document and answering a question, and I will go over them until you are sick of me talking. All right? Now, exams and papers do different things. All right? I am not a good exam taker. I'm a very good paper writer. So I tried to balance the way you are evaluated in this class in terms of people who are good at both. I do not give multiple choice exams. So your exams will be you explaining different kinds of terms, maybe dealing with larger issues, writing small essays, things like that. Again, the week of the exam and review for the exam, I'll have another video where I will talk specifically about the exams. Now, do not miss an exam. Please, people, okay? You cannot pass the class if you miss an exam. Do not miss a paper. I am a very reasonable and flexible person, but there's really no reason that with all the flexibility we have built into that class, you should not be able to turn in 2 exams and 2 papers. Okay? Now, we also have some other things here. You will have small assignments in each of the modules. These will differ between the modules, sometimes explaining some terms or answering a short question. You will also have, almost every module, we will have discussion sections. Well, I will pose a question. Your responsibility in terms of the discussions is to post 1 original post and then reply to 2 of the other posts posted by other students. Now, if you look down here at the collection of how your grade is compiled, you will notice, right, that we also will have small quizzes, but don't freak out about those. Small quizzes, assignments, and discussions make up a significant portion of your grade, all right? And you cannot do very well without doing them. They are often the difference between pushing you up to the next grade level or dropping you down. So again, my suggestion is to just go week by week, allocate a little time within your week. And I think once you get into the rhythm of the class, you're going to find that I have done this before and it does make sense. Okay? Moving on here, the really interesting stuff you're going to find is our week by week explanation of what we're reading and what we're doing. We are going to really start off here in chapter 1 of our book. Now, we will be in chapter 1 of our textbook for a little longer than they want us to be because I'm going to spread out and talk about a few more things. You should also get started on the Gilgamesh reading. That is in the readings folder. All right? So again, just try to allocate a little time each week so that you don't get behind. I will come back and give you a few other friendly videos from time to time. And I'm glad to have you in this class. And I know it's weird taking this class during COVID, but I think we are just going to do the best we can. All right? Welcome. Let's go!